Hola mis queridos, ¿cómo estás mi amo Alicia? Hello my kittens, how are you? My name is Allison, and today we are playing Murder She Wrote's Book 4, Secrets and Ashes. Yes sirree! Alright, so, if you're not familiar with Murder She Wrote, this particular video game, I'm being specific here, then welcome. This particular game is actually separated into books, sections, and ironically, since the main character is a writer, an author, her journal is actually written down in chapter form like it is a book, which is pretty interesting. And the reason why I'm saying she is an author is because Murder She Wrote is actually based off a TV show. And before I get into the TV show parts of the game, I do want to note that there is one thing about this particular video game that I'm not very fond of, and I should point out that not a lot of video game companies do this. Sorry if I'm stuttering here. But here there's music volume and sound volume. Sound volume does not include the voice actors, the characters. For some reason, the voicing is tied in with the music. And I keep forgetting to check if the music does play along while they're talking. I keep forgetting to check that, but if it does, like, you hardly ever notice the music. I suppose it's a pet peeve of mine, I should say. I'm not saying that they did a mistake of doing that, but it's one of my pet peeves. So, Murder She Wrote, as I said, is based off a TV show, and eventually that TV show became a book series of its own, which I think is pretty cool. And the book series was actually used the pseudonym, nom de plume, as I love to use. I love to use that word, nom de plume, a fake name, as it were, for an author. A fake author name, sorry, for other authors to use. And yeah, pseudonym. Why did I say pseudonym? But with the author being, with the TV show's author being the author name for the book series, there are a whole bunch of other ghost writers that are able to use their own stories to put in for that particular series, which is really nice, which is helpful for them to earn a few bucks and give the author of some publicity for the show, at least. So let me tell you about the TV series, which is basically about this game. She is a in my opinion, murder mystery writer, but it will say mystery writer. She is a murder mystery author and an amateur detective. Jessica Fletcher, formerly McGill, she's a widowed and retired English teacher. And despite her fame and fortune, she remains a resident of Cabot Cove, a small coastal community in Maine, and maintains her links with all of her old friends, never letting her success go to her head, which is actually which is really nice, one of the fortunate celebrities that actually keeps the level head, you know. And what's really nice is that she actually helps out the police in her hometown in Cabot Cove, and they actually depend on her for a lot of their crimes, a lot of their cases. So in my opinion, this is like our realistic Nancy Drew. A realistic Nancy Drew. Our modern version of a Nancy Drew. This I super love. This is my opinion, of course. Don't take any judgment or opinion of that. Just this. I'm kind of like fangirling here. Okay, so just to let you all know, the voice actors in this game are not the same actors who voiced the characters who played the characters in the TV show. They actually, the voice actors actually took the likeness of those characters, of those actors who are from the show. So the person who voices Jessica Fletcher in the video game, her name is Phoebe Moyer, and her voice is the likeness of Angela Lansbury, who played Jessica Fletcher, and the person who plays Sheriff Mort Metzger is Roger L. Jackson. He actually does the voice likeness of Ron Masick, who played the sheriff in the show, and the person who plays Dr. Seth Hazlitt, and we don't really see him that often, but he is played by Gavin Hammond, and he actually does the voice likeness of William Wyndham, who also played Dr. Seth in the TV show. And the next character is Sheriff Ashmont, who is played by Andrew Chaikin. Fortunately, this is actually an add-in character in the game. He is actually not in the actual show. And in my personal opinion, I actually really like that. It gives it a little more variety, gives the video game company a little bit more creativity when they figure out what kind of mysteries to use for their games. And there are actually 5 books in total in this game, and I will actually show you in just a second. I actually do want to I do want to note that Legacy Interactive is the gaming company that made the game, and Focus Multimedia is the publishing company. I'm going to be crediting them in the description box below. And to let you all know, this is a pretty old game. This came out November 12th, 2009. So the bonus games here will take you to an inactive link. So let's go ahead and get into the game, shall we? That way I can describe you all what's going on with this main menu here. So there's 5 different titles, 5 different books, 5 different cases. It's pretty cool. And with each book, you actually get to see the time length of how long you played each game. It actually kind of depends on what you do within each case, within each book, of how long you play, because you can skip the dialogue. That's why the times for these 3 are so short. This one is actually longer because if you skip a certain minigame inside of Hidden Objects, you actually have to gain 30 minutes to your time, which is fine if you don't really care about being timed and all that. And there actually is a difference between these two, but not much really. Relax is just taking your time as long as you want, whereas timed, you actually get I think like about an hour, if I'm correct, to do each Hidden Objects, which is a super long time, but I suppose that's reasonable, you know, because I thought it would be a super long time, but it wasn't. I could be wrong about it being an hour, but I do like the titles of all 5 books. They have a little hint to death of them. And Secrets and Ashes is the book that we're on right now. Secrets and Ashes is basically about a young woman named Susan Gander. She is a missing person, and her brother Vern asks us, since we're Jessica Fletcher in the game, to kind of dig into like what happened to her and this hidden treasure that Susan talked about before she disappeared, and a couple of other things, just because there's something a little bit fishy. Not to mention the city is trying to legally, since Susan Gander is legally claimed dead, the city is trying to get her property to be added to be part of the library, part of the library, or something like that. I can't quite remember. And boy, oh boy, has tables been turned. Let's go ahead and get into the game. I've talked quite enough. Oh, and by the way, there is something going on in the background, so if you hear a loud noise, I apologize. Although I will try my best to make sure it is quiet as possible. I will mute my mic if that ever happens. Let's actually go into the notes which, if you notice, it is in chapter form. Oh, look, it actually tells you how long you've been playing. I didn't notice that before. I keep learning something new every time I play this game. I don't know how I never noticed that. That is cool. So 20 minutes. I've really been playing this? No, that can't be right. That can't be right. I guess we'll see at the end of the game. Like, or of course it could be telling us like the actual time in the game. Wait, it is. It's actually telling me the real time in the game. Telling the real time inside the game. That is clever. That is clever. Okay, so we're not. This is the chapter we're currently on. But as far as the previous video, we were on chapter 9. We started with chapter 9, so I'm gonna just do a quick little recap by reading it. So chapter 9 is Susan Gander's house, and the chapter is most likely going to be titled of where she's going or where she was. My worst fears were confirmed when the fireplace was opened and Susan's remains were inside along with her suitcase, purse, and keys. Poor dear. Yeah, her disappearance, whoever killed her, basically wanted to make sure that she appeared, that her disappearance made it look like she left. There was a videotape Susan had made of a There was a videotape Susan had made of a conversation between William and Chris about her property. It seems that William had agreed to allow Chris to remove all of the valuable materials from Susan's home before it was to be demolished. Both men had a lot at stake in the sale. That's right, her home was going to be demolished for the library, so they could create a children's wing, I think. Chapter 10, Property Enterprises LLC. Is that really what William titled his business? William insisted that while he did lose money when Susan canceled their sale, he recovered financially due to his other development ventures. He implied that Chris hasn't fared so well after the setback. I found a candlestick in William's office that looks like the ones in the photograph of Susan's fireplace. I knew it! William said he bought it from Chris's antique shop. Coincidence? Obviously not. Chapter 11, Coveside Antiques. And that is actually something I do want to point out. I know we're supposed to be doing the actual gaming portion, but I do want to point out that certain antique dealers, they don't like their places being called shops or stores. They actually prefer them to be called antique galleries. At least certain antique dealers prefer that. And if they don't like being called antique dealers, call them antiquarians or antique collectors. But please avoid saying treasure hunter. That is a big no-no for antique dealers. Yikes. Okay, so Chris argued that while his business suffered because of Susan's decision, he didn't profit from her death and hence had no motive. He's got a point. He remembered selling the candlestick to William, but didn't know offhand where he got it. He's going to check on that and get back to me. He obviously got it from Susan. Susan probably gave it to him or something, I don't know. Chapter 12, Public Library Reading Room. Oh, that's right. Well, I had a most interesting meeting with Morris Niederhammer. Yeah, he basically confessed. First of all, I discovered that he smokes Ultra Golds, and he admitted that the butts in the ashtray at Susan's house were indeed his. Apparently they had argued the night before she disappeared because she was having doubts about their wedding. Then Morris produced a copy of a letter that Susan had written to William Forrest in which she attempted to blackmail William. She had learned that William was bribing city officials and wanted to use that information to double their agreed upon price for her home. He didn't reveal the letter sooner for fear that William would come after him next. Here's what I don't like, and I know what time of the video we're at is freaking me out, but I really do want to point out that there is no point of him holding on to that letter. Susan would not have brought up William's name because he is the fiance. He has no reason to be involved with the blackmail because she is the one doing the blackmail. No one else knows what she's doing, and no one else knows about the treasure that she has. She didn't need to. She did tell William that someone else has a copy of the letter, but she probably didn't tell William who that person was. Morris keeps saying that she did, but I refuse to believe that she did that, because otherwise he would have brought up that letter sooner.
William, I wanted to ask you about this letter. Susan accuses you of bribing the head of the town zoning committee. Is that true?
There is nothing illegal about making a financial gift to a friend. Susan got wind of it and tried to blackmail me by demanding I pay her double for the property.
Oh. Sorry.
Did you kill her over it?
No, I wasn't afraid of her. Sure, I wanted her property, but I didn't have the capital or the inclination to pay twice what it was worth.
So that's why the deal fell through.
Exactly. She may have told everyone that she was the one who backed out of the deal, but what she was demanding was completely unreasonable.
Were you aware of the rumor about the treasure Susan allegedly had hidden in her house?
No, and there certainly were no signs of any sort of treasure when I had the house surveyed. I did notice some things missing, though, like her crystal glassware collection and a few of those ceramic tiles from above the fireplace.
Really? That's definitely interesting. Okay, I do apologize about that noise. I had forgotten to check it out before locking it in. Alright, so we have all the letters, and that is actually something pretty unique about the game, about this particular Hidden Objects game. We have a keyboard here, which ties into not just Jessica Fletcher, but the actual time period that this show, that the TV show was set in. Basically, it was before, well, actually no, it was around the time internet was starting to be more involved in our real world and was slowly being inserted into the TV show as well. But originally, Jessica Fletcher was more into writing her books on keyboard. Boy. And I think she still does that. She refuses to. I bet this is where William stores the blueprint with the matching color. Oh, gotcha. So what's interesting is that she, if I remember correctly, she refuses to use a computer for writing her books. What is this? This looks like some sort of site plan, but the pieces are all mixed up. I'm sure William wouldn't mind if I put it back together to have a look at the finished product. I suppose he wouldn't mind. Ooh, it's a jigsaw puzzle! Oh, are we just rotating it? Select tiles to rotate them to complete the image. Yeah. Okay, so if that's the case... Okay, there we go. There we go. And there we go. Gotcha. Bam. That fits. There we go. Oh wait, no, that was it. Right there. There we go. That fits. That fits. That fits. There we go. There we go. Yay. Alrighty. We got this. We got this. Bam, 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 bam. This design plan for a new community in Cabot Cove is certainly ambitious. I don't think the city council would ever approve it, though. Why? Would it demolish a lot of homes? Would it demolish a lot of natural historical value stuff? I think that his plans might also include the dock set over here. And if that's the case, I might want to actually approve it if I was on the council. So that's definitely interesting. Alright, shoes. There's that. Abacus. That is an old form of math. Give me that abacus. Floppy disk. Oh yeah. Long before your time. Newspaper. Yeah. Why am I not finding the abacus? That should be easy to spot. Golf trophy, that's this here. Dumbbell, yoink. Baseball, that's over here. Keys. Keys. I thought I saw them, yeah. Headphones. Here they are. This you can actually use a hint, but it takes a super long time for it to recharge, and if that's the case and you need a second hint, you can actually click on this. This actually gives you a second hint like immediately, which helps if you are a bit impatient. And you can actually click on the dialogue of when they're talking. Oh, there's the shoes. I'm slow. To quicken the game process. I think I might actually have to do the hint because I don't know where the freaking model car is or the freaking abacus. I'm blind. Yep, I'm blind. Oh man. Okay, so if that's where the abacus was, then the car is obviously somewhere obvious. And I'm just not seeing it. There it is. Jeez.
William, can you tell me about this model?
That's the development I was gonna build. Getting it started all hinged on Susan's property. I hung on to it hoping Vern might still decide to sell the real estate to me, but I guess there's no reason to keep it now that the library is purchasing the land.
Certainly looks like a very ambitious project. You must have spent quite a bit on all these plans.
Well, perhaps I downplayed my investment a bit before. I didn't want to seem foolish for diving in before everything was signed, but I do know Vern was seriously considering my offer. I'll need to take this. Excuse me, please.
Alright. Oh, did I just skip her dialogue? Frick. Alright, well, I guess you will have to pause it yourself to figure out what she said. I'm gonna have to do that myself as well just to see if she did say something. Oof. I'm not gonna look at the notes. That's going to be a recap for next video. And I am noticing the time. I probably should go ahead and head out now, but I really want to actually know. What chapter are we on? 13? Yeah, no, let's do one more chapter.
Vern, I was just talking to William Forrest. He showed me a model of the project he hoped to build on Susan's property that he kept in hopes you would sell the house to him.
William did make me an offer to buy the place when Susan was declared dead, but after thinking it over, I knew that selling it to the library is what she really would have wanted.
About the treasure Susan mentioned, Morris suggested that by treasure she meant the value of the property.
Maybe. I'm not really sure. The property certainly is valuable, but so are the materials used in the house.
Yeah, I
It
bet.
dates back to the early 19th century.
Really?
That's very impressive. How did you learn this?
I think it was in one of the letters I received about Susan's house recently. I'm sure it's around here somewhere.
Alrighty, nighty then. Let's look for those letters. A. We're missing O and I. I'm sure we'll find them eventually. Rope. Restock paint cans. Gotcha. Blue. Guess we'll go here. You go here. What's this? It's a letter from Chris Lamar. And it doesn't... That is way too blurry. To Vern. Interesting. Hook, hook, where's the hook? There's our plunger. There's that. Crowbar. We have a bell. Scissors. Ooh, we have to find a walkie-talkie? Ooh, headphones. Headphone users. There's our eye. There's our hook. There's our rope. Bing, 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 bing. There's our walkie-talkie. Think I might have to use a hint. Oh, there's our headphones. I can't wait to call you on my cell phone. So we're also looking for a clay pot. Where would we find a clay pot? Oh, right. Gardening tool. But cell phone? I mean, I guess someone could have randomly put it on the shelf. Why is there a microphone here? Oh, there's a cell phone. Oh, that was a weird looking brush.
This letter was from Chris Lamar. Is he the one who told you about the value of the building materials?
Interesting.
Yes. He approached me about buying the property, or at least the rights to deconstruct the house and remove anything that could be reused.
Oh boy.
With so much interest in Susan's house, I'd better check it first thing in the morning to make sure nothing has been disturbed.
Right? Alright, and unfortunately, I am noticing the time. I gotta get going, everyone. I do want to mention, like, probably a couple of things, and I did forget to mention at the beginning, before going into the game. If anything in this video did not look familiar, please, please, please check the description box below. There's a previous video as well as the playlist. I recommend the playlist because it will have everything that I've done so far with Murder, She Wrote, Book 4, Secrets and Ashes. And if you're also looking for the other 3 books that I've done, they will be in their own playlist as well. Of course, you can also check the main part of my channel because I do have a Murder, She Wrote section there. And I gotta get going, everyone. I love you all so much, my beautiful kittens and viewers. I hope I helped you out at least a little bit in this video. If not, I'm not doing my job. And I guess that will be it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If so, smash that like button like a kitten would. And if you're just now tuning into this channel and you're not subscribed, go ahead and click that ugly red subscribe button. Make it that beautiful gray, as well as that bell icon right next to it. That'll notify you of all the videos that I do, which are on Wednesdays, 6 p.m. Central, and Sundays, 4:30 p.m. Central. I hope you all have a great morning, afternoon, evening, or night, wherever you are in the world. I am Sweet Rescue Rabbit, saying goodbye. Stay awesome and stay on YouTube! it. Bum 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 bum.